So hello my dear little ones. So welcome to another session of Scratch programming. So we'll see what exciting we are going to build today. So we'll execute the project. So this is a jumping game. We are making the sprite jump. So whenever I'm pressing a space key, your dinosaur is jumping and we are trying to miss the arrow. So whenever your arrow gets touched to the dinosaur, okay, when it hits the dinosaur, the game is stopped. Okay, so let's get started for the session. So yes, so this is our interface of Scratch. Now here we are going to use a dinosaur as a sprite. Now you can either delete this by clicking on this delete button, or what you can do is you can simply hide the sprite. So we'll take a sprite. Now in this you can use any sprite you wish. There are multiple collection of sprites here. So from this you can choose as you like. So here we have a dinosaur. Fine. And we'll just decrease a bit size. So here you have a size. We'll take as 80. Okay. And we'll change the background. So here stage is white, so click here and choose the background of your choice. So again you have multiple collection of background stage. So we'll take a forest. This you have, and okay. We'll choose the same. Okay, here it is, desert. You can also choose forest or whatever you like. Okay, now first we'll code for this sprite. Now we are going to make your sprite jump. Now when your sprite gets jump, so consider it as a, now first we'll see what changes does it make. So we'll take an example, XY grid. Here we have XY grid. Now suppose your dino is standing here and we'll consider this point. Okay. Now when your sprite jumps, what values does the X and Y takes, X and Y axis takes? Now here at this point your X value is suppose 100 and Y is 0. So when your dinosaur gets, when you press the space key or any key and when your sprite gets jump, what value gets changes? The Y value gets changes, but X remains the same. So the same concept we are going to use in this. Now to do this, we will change the Y value. Okay, because X value remains the same, you're only changing the Y value. Okay, so coming back to the original, where, yes, we'll decrease a bit more sprite size. We'll take 70. Okay. So now where you will find in motion. Why? Because you're moving the sprite. So that instruction you'll see in motion block. So here we have instruction as change Y value. Now there is one more instruction, go to XY or set X and Y, but there is no need of that. Why? Because you are only changing the Y value, X value remains the same. Now how to change the value? When you jump, the Y value takes the positive upward, and if you want to come backward, you have to change it as negative. So jumping 10 steps upward and jumping back, that is minus 10 step. Okay, so when you change the value, when you execute this, okay, we'll take this, we'll change this to suppose 40, change value by 40. So whenever I execute this, your dinosaur is moving upward. Now jumping means upward and again coming back to the original position. means again change the value by minus 40. Okay, so changing value by plus 40 and again coming back to the original position, that is minus 40. Now if you execute this, you will not see any changes because the process is very fast. So to see that, what we'll do is we'll add a wait statement. Wait for a second or a less. Okay, now when you will execute this, so now you can see a proper jump of a sprite. So this is how you can make your sprite jump. Now you can decrease this waiting value so that suppose 0.7. Yes, so we'll just add a few more. We'll change this to suppose 70, minus 70, so that your sprite jumps higher. Minus 70. Okay. Yes. So this is how you make your sprite jump. Fine. So here, but in this game, what was the main trigger to jump? Whenever I was pressing the key, suppose I am pressing a space key, your dinosaur should jump. Now how to do that? You need to add the control statement. So sorry, not control statement, the event. Okay, the event you have is when space key is pressed. Okay, so whenever you press any key, your dinosaur should jump. So here you have an event. Now in this you have multiple options. You don't have to use only space key, you can use any key. Here you have up arrow, down arrow, or any A, B, C, D. You have multiple connections. So if I choose as S, so whenever you press the S letter on your keyboard, your dinosaur will jump. When I'll select as any other key, up arrow suppose, so whenever you press the up arrow key, your dinosaur jumps. So I'll keep it to the space. Okay, so whenever, so I will execute this. So when I'm pressing the space key, your dinosaur is jumping. Fine. So this is about the jumping of your dinosaur. Now we want another sprite. Okay, we are going to add the another sprite. So again click on the choose sprite option. So there are multiple options available. We'll use the arrow here. Okay, now here arrow, when you select the arrow, go to the costume here. Okay, costume tab. Now we want arrow moving towards the dinosaur. So here the costumes of arrow, there are 4 costumes. From this we will select the second one. Okay, because it should point the dinosaur. It looks better. So select this second costume and again go back to the code section. Okay, so here we have. So remember one thing, whenever you want to code for dinosaur, make sure you are selecting the dinosaur here. When you're coding for the arrow key, make sure you're selecting the arrow key. Now dinosaur part is over for now. Then select the arrow key. Now here what we need is your arrow key should move from right to left. Okay, continuously it is moving from right to left. Now how to make this? Fix any position of your arrow sprite. Okay, so if you see, when you change the position of arrow, your X and Y automatically gets changed. First make sure you are selecting the arrow and move the arrow sprite. Here the X and Y values changes accordingly. So fix the position of arrow. Suppose this is the arrow key, position of arrow key. Now it should move from this position to the end position. Okay, so we'll first fix the start position. Now in motion itself, we have the statement as go to x and y. Now whenever you fix the position, automatically here we get updated values of x and y. So choose this x and y. Now your arrow, starting position of arrow is this and the ending is this. So it should move from, okay, wait, here we have, okay, so it should move from right to left. This is the ending position. We also have to specify the ending position. Now you can use this itself, but we have a instruction as glide. So what is difference between move and glide is, so if you choose as move or go to, the arrow will move very fast. Now glide means it will move smoothly from right to left. So this is 223 minus 21 is the starting position of arrow, and minus 213 and minus 40 is the ending position of arrow. So whenever you click, so let's see if it is working. Okay, so here the arrow is moving from right to left. Okay, so it's working fine, but we want this arrow continuously moving from right to left. So for this what we will use is, we'll use forever key. So forever is a control statement, you will get in control block. So add this inside this forever. Okay, we'll add the flag itself, go to events and add the flag for execution. So whenever you click on this flag, now your arrow is moving continuously. Okay, now it's done, your arrow is moving, and we have made dinosaur jump when space is clicked. Okay, now we need to instruct that whenever the arrow is touching the dinosaur, the game should stop. Okay, now for that what we will do is, we will check if it is touching the dinosaur. And how to check that? We have again in control statement, if the arrow is touching the dinosaur. Okay, now in this condition, in this if you see the hexagon, we have hexagon here. Okay, if you see here, in this we have to write the condition. So in sensing, okay, if it is touching, so here we have the instruction for touching. Now whenever you write the instruction, click here and insert into this hexagon. So here it highlights and leave it here. So here we are writing, make sure you are writing for the dinosaur sprite. So whenever you click here, we get the option, whenever the dinosaur is touching what? The arrow. Okay, so we are coding for the arrow. So what will happen? So if your dinosaur is touching the arrow, we want to stop. So here in control block we have stop. So stop all. Okay, and this we need to check throughout the game. Okay, so for that we need to run this forever again. Okay, now why we are using forever here? So you need to check this all the time whenever you run the game. So again we'll add a flag, so that whenever you click the flag, your game starts. Okay, so here we are done. we'll check if it is executing properly. Okay, execute. So I'm pressing the space key. Yes, it's working fine. Now let's see. Okay, yes. So even if I'm pressing the space key, the game is stopped. Okay, so here we are. This is a simple dinosaur game, jumping game. I hope you enjoyed the session, and if you're still watching the session and enjoying building games with me, building projects with me, make sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Only it will motivate me to build more exciting game for you. So we'll meet in next session. Till then, bye bye.